This is a Hot Pie Original.
For full disclosure, I've done this a few times and I probably will repeat myself 600 times. For full disclosure, I want Matthew McConaughey to run for governor. I want Matthew McConaughey and you name celebrity to run for every office that you can think of. Selfishly, it's good for my business. The longer that Matthew McConaughey, I call him Wooderson. If you need to figure that one out, just Google it sometime. But I want Wooderson in the race as often as possible because it's good for my business. Truthfully, no one is going to care, just like nobody cares about the details of politics anyway. And so Matthew McConaughey, Wooderson, makes it more interesting. So that's full disclosure. I don't really care what you want politically. He's good for my business. So I want him in. And I hope I don't scare him away. And I hope you don't scare him away because it keeps the interest level up. All of that said, and it's evolving in an interesting way. And McConaughey makes it more interesting. But there are a few levels now to the governor's race in Texas. I don't think, and I can't remember another time that anyone has paid this much attention to Greg Abbott. It's been pretty rare that anyone pays any attention whatsoever to the governor's race in Texas. So no doubt Wooderson has elevated the whole thing. And frankly, I think he's made Greg Abbott pivot slightly. And I think it's working. So let's pick apart the levels to the governor's race. Because over the weekend, thankfully, Wooderson goes Kumbaya. I can't think if this is a campaign. If it is, and before you say, but Jeff, we don't even know if he's in, that's fine. I've already admitted my selfishness. I want him in. And by the way, if he's not in, he's not exactly going out of his way to say, I'm not in. This has been going on for a few months, so I think it's safe to say there's something to it. Whether he hangs in there, who knows? Of course, the screaming sound the entire time is going to be somebody named Beto O'Rourke. Everything is coming apart the longer Wooderson is in the race. So if you say, we don't know that he's in, stop playing this game, I do know this. Wooderson keeps going out of his way to make comments publicly. So he has gone full on Kumbaya. It is entertaining to watch. It may feel good. It's sort of like the pre-show of this show on steroids. It just kind of Zen-like, right? So over the weekend, Wooderson goes Kumbaya, and then Greg Abbott, of course, goes all MAGA hat all the time. And to watch this thing play out is pretty fascinating. But I have to tell you, and you can disagree, and we can argue about this, and you can say you're crazy, it's all going to turn, Abbott's a tool, you can say all that you want, but it appears to me that what Greg Abbott is doing is working. Whatever Kumbaya thing Wooderson does, it doesn't seem to be hurting Greg Abbott. In fact, the evidence is just the opposite. As Greg Abbott goes full on MAGA hat, Trumpy 2.0, all wall talk all the time, it's helping him. There's no other conclusion. It's helping him. And there's plenty of evidence. So the setup here is great. The setup here is great for my business. The setup is great for you. Greg Abbott going from trailing by 12 points in, what was it, April or May? Okay, remember that when when McConaughey, of course, had the book out just to explain the history of his candidacy. He writes a book. He goes on the speaking tour. Off and on, he's asked about politics. And then somewhere in the mix, he starts this whole thing. It may be my calling, or there's my calling, or, politics is a broken business. And then it sort of keeps going and going and going. And every time that it's talked about, he makes another Kumbaya statement. He goes out of his way to make these Kumbaya statements. Everyone love each other. Let's all be friends. All that stuff, right? So in April, somebody took him seriously and started doing polling data. He's up by 12 points to prove to you that Greg Abbott, even though he's lying through his teeth and you're not going to get anything that he's saying, MAGA hats, it's all BS. You're not getting a wall. You're not getting any stuff. But it's working. It's working. He's ahead. Think about how this happened. McConaughey stays Kumbaya. Greg Abbott goes, ramp up the MAGA hat talk. Just lie and lie some more. Kumbaya, BS. Just a bunch of fluff, right? What's working for Greg Abbott? He's now ahead. Oh, that screaming sound is Beto O'Rourke. How's that working out for you, man? That guy hates Wooderson at this point, and he's really going to hate him if Wooderson keeps hanging around. So it's pretty obvious, voters of Texas, taxpayers, it's pretty obvious what Greg Abbott is saying, not what he's doing, because nobody does anything. There is no substance to anything. But what he's saying appears to be working. And frankly, it appears to be working pretty well. And I got to believe that somebody, the marketing team of Greg Abbott going Trump 2.0, I got to believe they're saying, let's keep it up. It's working. Let's just keep giving them BS. They like it, Governor. Just keep saying it. I'm telling you, by the time this governor's race, if McConaughey hangs around, by the time this governor's race, we go to vote, I believe we will have declared war on Mexico. I think he's going to tell the MAGA hats, we're going to bomb Mexico. And then he's going to really win. He's going to seal the deal. He keeps waiting, like he playing these last hands. And I think the last hand is going to be, people of Texas, there are fighter jets over Mexico. We are bombing Monterrey. And he wins. So here you go. The polling data is out. There's polling data on all sorts of things in the state of Texas. And all the data says all the stuff that Greg Abbott keeps saying is working. I mean, working as in, he's not going to do it. Nothing is going to happen. You do know that. Please tell me you know nothing is going to happen. It's just fluff. The fluff is working. Let's get these $7 glasses that are soon to be replaced, by the way. John McClellan is the co-founder and creator of ATX Hot Sauce, now in all 50 states and several retail outlets as well. So what we're going to do today is we're going to let this social media rock star chef walk us through 4 different sauces, and then I'll taste, and we'll tell everyone why they should buy. You can give the science behind these, and then I'll make the simple recommendation. Go to atxhotsauce.com. All right,
I don't think anybody's heard the website.
Yeah, I know.
By you, Jeff,
I've never heard that.
It is atxhotsauce.com.
I'll say
I got that one right.
45 times, atxhotsauce.com. So let's do it.
I brought 4 flavors here, and we're going to test your palate today. Okay. And I only brought 4 because I didn't think you could handle 5 or 6.
Yes,
probably a smart move. Yeah. And so the first one we're going to try here, it's called Beet Heat. And just like the name implies, it has beets in it. It's made with red Fresno peppers. Red Fresnos are red peppers that are they're hotter than a jalapeno and a little bit less than a serrano. So not super hot here, just a lot of good, really good flavor. So we're going to start with this one, and then we're going to move up the chain.
Okay. I've had the Beet Heat, but okay.
Yeah, we're going to try it though.
It goes well with a cab. All right, Jeff's savoring Beet Heat.
I'll even do it with you, so that should be all right. Now remember, it is hot sauce.
Yeah. Oh, it is. It's hot sauce. Trust me, man.
Wait, is that one hot to you?
No. A little.
Yeah. The great thing with the fermentation process is you get a bunch of the flavor right up front. Yeah. And then the heat comes, but then it dissipates pretty quickly, especially with the red Fresnos. You know, this is not a very spicy one, but it is a very tasty one. Goes on great on sandwiches.
Beet Heat.
Beet Heat. B-E-E-T. Heat.
All right. Go to atxhotsauce.com.
That's right.
Greg Abbott is favored by 39% of Texans of all political stripes. This according to the Dallas Morning News as of yesterday. While Matthew McConaughey, Wooderson, hasn't picked a political party or even committed to running, he's at 38%. Laugh all you want. Again, I want him in. I am not trying to scare Wooderson away. Please, Wooderson, please stay in this race for the sake of my business. I don't care how many times we have to play dazed and confused. Please stay in the race.
Say, man, you got a joint?
No, not on me, man.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
Well, there you go. Now we could start to debate. You could start to argue. You could start to, whatever. Again, we're just arguing fluff here. Remember, please, everyone, nothing ever really, really happens. Nobody follows through on a promise. There are no details. Nobody's getting a wall. Nobody's getting any stuff. Whatever McConaughey says, blah, 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 blah. But you might want to say at this point, maybe Team McConaughey gets scared out of it. Maybe all of a sudden they're thinking, oh, crap, man, we got this Kumbaya thing going on. Abbott is going MAGA hat on him, and it's working. I was ahead at one point with Kumbaya. I'm still doing Kumbaya, and I'm now down by a point to this Trumpy? Yeah. So here we go. Here's where the data looks at this point. Beto O'Rourke, remember him? That guy and his marketing team have to be just flipping out. They're either trying to send a message to Team McConaughey, Wooderson, hey, get out, man. You're already behind. Stop with your Kumbaya stuff. Let us do Kumbaya. Please get away. Please. Endorse us, too, while on your way out. Beto O'Rourke. 2/3 of Democrats support O'Rourke. 78% of the more numerous Republicans back Greg Abbott. So it's not very close. Team Abbott has to feel pretty good about things. He leads Wooderson and he leads Beto O'Rourke by a long shot. Among independents, Greg Abbott already is leading among independents, even though there's no such thing. That doesn't really exist. But it's 35-28 even among independents. So whatever you want to take away, the line, the 2.0 MAGA hat thing that Greg Abbott has been doing is working, and it's working across the board. My conclusion to this is, if you're analyzing Greg Abbott or politics in general, just say you're going to do some stuff. Just say it. Say you're going to make walls, bomb Mexico, give everybody a rifle, whatever. Just say it, and it's going to work. And if you say it emphatically, that's the one lesson he gets to take away from the time of Donald Trump. Just say some stuff with conviction, and people will be fine with it. They don't really care if you do it. So he now not only leads McConaughey, he now leads O'Rourke. He also leads both of them among independents. So it's 45-33 in a general election breakdown. Advantage Greg Abbott. What does McConaughey do over the weekend? And I don't think this is working, and I don't want him to go away. He goes Kumbaya.
Happy birthday, America. Yes, indeed, as we celebrate our independence today, as we celebrate our birth as a nation, a day that kickstarted a revolution to gain our sovereignty. Let's admit that this last year's trip around the sun was also another head scratcher. But let's also remember that we are babies. As a country, we're basically going through puberty in comparison to other countries' timelines.
Does he have a man
bun? We're
bun?
going to go through growing pains. We are going through growing pains. This is
that
not
a ponytail?
An excuse to say this. It's just a reality. And this is good because we got to keep learning. We got to keep maturing. We got to keep striving. We got to keep climbing. We got to keep building. And we got to make sure we maintain hope along the way as we continue to evolve. Why? Because it's who we are. Why? Because the alternative sucks. I believe that America and you and I believe we're an aspiration, all right? We're constantly in motion. We're on the way, trying to get wiser, trying to get braver, trying to dream more, trying to do more, trying to be more fair, take the right kind of responsibilities, to gain the right kind of freedoms. And we got to keep realizing that we're a place where our individual pursuits and desires need to be appreciative and supportive of our collective responsibilities as Americans, hence the United States of America. Sure, we're each unique, we're each independent, we each have innate abilities that others don't have as people and as states, but at the same time, we are all in this together. And if you don't purchase that, move on, go somewhere else. So, as we celebrate the red, white, and blue this weekend, let's be sure and just reflect just a minute. Take a little bit of inventory on where we've come from, where we are, and how and where we want to go from here. On the way to being the best we can be. Now, what if that was a song that each of us just said, I can't not sing that song.
Yeah.
I want to be a little bit better. You want to be a little bit better. Let's be on the way to being the best we can be. Let's make that a song we can't not sing. Why? Because it's who we are.
Oh, boy.
It's who we got to be.
Yeah.
And again, the alternative sucks. Let's rock America. Happy birthday. Just keep living. I'll see you there.
Well, I think there's a man bun and there's a flag behind him. So you tell me what he's doing. I don't know about the man bun or the ponytail, whatever. There's a flag back there. And that's pretty standard stuff. Flags. Was that good? I don't know. What the hell just happened? Of course it was good. Of course he was fine. And it's not working. Sorry. Like, I like the guy, and trust me, I want him in. I want more of that stuff. I want the man bun on display. I want Wooderson doing that thing every day. I mean, I could see how it works. If he's Governor McConaughey, he's going to do like, you remember that Stuart Smalley guy on SNL? I do like those inspirational speeches. That's what he should do. Just do 2 minutes of that every day. That was like 6 minutes or however long it was, and it hurt. It's not working, though. I think the reality is, Wooderson, even with the man bun, even with a flag in the background, they want just give them a lie and lie and lie some more. Tell them you're going to do some stuff so you're pissed off. Kumbaya doesn't work. Anger does. I mean, at some point, if he really is in, if he really wants to keep that flag going and the man bun thing, I think he's going to have to get some anger in there. I think he's going to have to say, I heard Abbott wants to bomb Mexico. Well, I'm going to bomb them more. I want a bigger wall. I'll do it now. I'll arrest everyone I can. We will beat some people down kind of stuff. That's what I think it's going to have to migrate from Kumbaya to some hate. And I don't think he's a guy that wants to do the hate thing. I think this is what he wants to do, and I think he really believes it might work, and I think he really believes that a lot of you like it. And the fact of the matter is, what Greg Abbott is doing is working. So, please don't go away, Wooderson. Please keep the man bun.